What's up everybody, it's Dynamic here and welcome back to another MLW video. Now in today's MLW video, I figured right before the playoffs start, hey, it's a good time. Let's rank all 8 MLW rookies in 2025. I want to make something clear for this ranking that I'm not ranking them based purely on stats. I just feel like that would be somewhat boring. In today's video, we're going to be ranking them just based on how good of a player, a wiffle ball player, I personally think they are. So I have my laptop here to look at to reference stats, but I'm not going to be going completely off of them. I think that would just be kind of boring. So yeah, guys, before we get the ranking started, I just want to say if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And then I'll leave the link to my Instagram down below. Sometimes I post content on there, a lot of early stuff before videos. So, throw me a follow if you're on Instagram, if you want to do that. If not, totally understandable. But yeah, let's get into me ranking all 8 rookies worst to best. So with the worst here, I'm going to start with Evan Trackman. I know this is kind of an unfair ranking to make because Evan Trackman's actually had a pretty decent rookie season in my opinion. It's just, if I'm being completely honest, there was no absolutely horrible rookie that just stood out among the others. You can make a case for Sean Hornberger, but he wasn't even that bad. The reason he just looked bad is because he was a #1 overall pick, and we've seen #1 overall picks do great things. Hitting wise, he did a great job. He batted .316. A lot of that did come in that last series against the Cobras, where they were pitching Andy Duran and Evan Trackman was just getting hit after hit after hit. The pitching though isn't the greatest. He's at a 6.9 ERA. I'm just looking at his numbers, I'm not super impressed by him. I mean, the record on the mound isn't the greatest either at 1-4, but they're going to continue to pitch him. He's going to continue to get better. If I'm Evan Trackman or if I'm the Eagles, I would completely be super content with the way that he has panned out, and hopefully he can grow to be a borderline all-star type player. So at number 7, I am going to go with Sean Hornberger, but once again, similar to Evan Trackman, I think part of it was just because he had a bad start to the first half of the season, just like Evan Trackman did, and they both similarly bounced back from that. I mean, Sean Hornberger does have a 24 ERA, but that's because he only went in for 1 game, didn't really pitch the best, and now he's out here batting, doing a little better at a 185 average. I did predict him at the halfway point to start playing better. He did play better. It wasn't crazy by any means. He does have an OBP here of 465, which is pretty solid, and I think he's going to really help them in the future. It's just kind of a bloated roster. They have a lot of mouths to feed, and Sean Hornberger never really found his rhythm on this team, but I wouldn't be concerned going into the playoffs. I think he could be a huge player for them. So these next 3 players were really hard for me to rank just because I kind of had to pick and choose what I find more valuable in this league, but we'll get to that in a second. For number 6, I went with Cole Kwiatkowski, purely just based on the fact that he really wasn't there all that much. He only played 9 games this season, had a really good batting average of 269 in his first season, OBP of 345, so he does have to get those walks up. But as far as making contact with the ball, he can do that really well. He's definitely a standout hitter on a team that can't really get hits. But I don't know, there's still a lot I haven't seen from him. I think he's one of the most underrated rookies in the league. People don't mention his name a lot, but truthfully, he had a great year this year. And combine that with the fact of all the drama that went down with his manager, that's the guy that drafted him, and then you get a new captain. You're only there 9 games. I think considering the circumstances, he did a pretty good job with the hand he was dealt. And then for number 5 on this list, I am going to go with Evan Porter out of the Pacific Predators. For him, he kind of had a similar situation to Sean Hornberger because he was drafted to a team with a lot of guys there. There's Stephen McGlade to compete with on the mound, which he pretty easily beat him out of. And then there's a lot of hitters on this team, and then they traded for even more hitters. So he hasn't really had a great chance to hit from the plate yet. But as far as pitching, I've seen really good things from him. He's played 5 games at a 2.6 ERA, and even though things started to get a little shaky at the end of the season, he does have a 3-2 record. Did miss that slate too, but came back, played 2 games. And here's the thing, if you're playing games instead of Cratch, even if it is only for 1 series, you're going places. I think the kid has a really good arsenal of pitches. I think he's only going to continue to improve. We'll see how he looks as he gets older, matures more, probably gets a little bit bigger. But right now, I'm not at all concerned about his ceiling in the MLW. I feel like he's going to be a great player. So now at number 4, and this could be a little bit controversial just because of the last two guys I ranked, I went with John Paul Gunn. I had a guy who'd been hitting really well, a guy who'd been pitching really well, and then a guy who had been hitting and pitching a little bit more mediocre than them, but he does do both. I just think John Paul Gunn provides a lot more upside than Evan Porter and Cole Kwiatkowski, and that's not a knock on them. It's just the fact that John Paul Gunn can come out in his rookie season and perform to the way that he did. I mean, if they would have had him in that last series, they probably would have made the playoffs. Hit a 4.5 ERA on the mound with a 1-2 record on defense. Not really the best, also not really the worst. I really do like the way that this kid fields though. He does obviously come from NWA. That's a league where, in my opinion, the fielding isn't the best, but he did a great job of just, fitting into this Magic team. And then on offense, not a bad job hitting either. He was able to go out and get a 227 batting average with a 4.52 OBP for him. And yeah, no, I just really like what I saw of him. I think he has good energy, and I think he fits into the MLW really well. So now here at 3, I am going to stick with the Magic and go Brady Pearson. And yes, I'm going to go Brady Pearson a little bit lower than I would normally put him. I've said it multiple times, I am a Magic fan, and I'm super excited to see what Brady Pearson can do in the future. This season, he was pretty good. I mean, he played 12 games, 265 batting average, made the All-Stars, had an insane start to the season. It died down a little bit, but definitely not that much. I mean, he had a pretty crazy series, and if he was there during that Cobra series, the Magic probably would be in the playoffs. It's like the same situation for John Paul Gunn. Then on the mound, 3.71 ERA, not bad at all. And yes, he does have an 0-2 record from the mound, but it's not really his fault. The team couldn't get hits. He's one of those guys for me that if somebody put him 1 on this list, I wouldn't be mad about it. If somebody put him 3 on this list, I wouldn't be mad about it. Obviously, I'm putting him 3. For me, I guess the one concern I have with him compared to these other guys is I just feel like these two other guys are already kind of at a different level than Brady is yet, but he's definitely not far off. Yeah, so at number 2, I'm going to go with Dustin Staggs from the Great Lakes Gators, a guy who has really panned out, drafted 2 overall. I mean, he's just one of those guys that you put him out there and he's going to make plays. He walked an insane amount of time this entire season. He walked an insane amount of time. 674 OBP with a 222 batting average. Guys didn't want to pitch him. And then when he went out and pitched, he looked insanely good. Dustin Staggs, he's one of those like high energy players. I remember that first series just screaming in people's face, being a little disrespectful. But my favorite thing about him, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about, is his fielding. His fielding is excellent. You can definitely see there's a baseball background there. He's going to be an all-star in the future for sure. Lastly, you guys probably all knew this was coming, but for number 1, I'm going to go with Jake Sullivan, who I believe should win Rookie of the Year. It takes a lot to almost win the number 1 spot over Jimmy Norp, and this kid was just insane on the mound and on the plate. He batted .333 with 2 home runs, 455 OBP, which is just incredible. And then at the beginning of the season, he looked like an absolute ace. Literally the second he stepped on the mound, he looked really good. He's just one of those guys that makes me excited. He makes me excited to see him play. Continue on in the future. Now Jimmy Norp kind of has that guy, right? We've never seen Jimmy Norp really play with another guy who is pretty elite. I mean, we've seen like glimpses of it, but not a guy that's like consistent like Jake Sullivan has been, and he had a 2.7 ERA. So, I mean, he's really working out there. He is working out there. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys agree with, what you guys disagree with. There's probably going to be some disputes in the comments. Overall, though, I think it was an excellent rookie class, probably the best of all time, and I don't really think that's super disputable. I don't even think there was a bust in this draft. Like, some people will argue Sean's not a bust. I haven't seen enough yet to call him a bust. This was a really good draft class, so in my opinion, all the picks were solid. All these guys are winners, and yeah, man, let's just see how this playoff shakes out. So yeah, guys, if you do want to subscribe, make sure to do so. Comment below what you think, like the video. Peace.